I'm here with Rick Gualtieri, and he's the author of more than 30 books. And his latest being Everyday Horrors, Bill of the Dead, Book 2, right? And we previously talked to him about Amazon tips, my blog post, marketing tips from Amazon bestselling author Rick Gualtieri. And now he's going to give us some more tips. So thank you so much for joining us.
Thanks for having me.
And the first question I want to ask you is, what are a few things that first-time writers should do to elevate themselves on Amazon to increase sales?
Well, I mean, first of all, you have to write a good book. That's above all else. So you need a good cover. Well, you need a good story, a well-edited story. You need a good, strong cover that's indicative of your genre, and you need a strong marketing blurb. So that's kind of like your holy trinity right there. Is get those down. I mean, beyond that, you want strong keywords in your KDP file, and you want to test to find out what your best price point is. Those are really just the basics to get down. So if before you can actually move towards like something else, like paid marketing and stuff, you want to get those basics down.
Okay, thank you. So next question is, what are some things that authors should avoid doing on Amazon?
Well, I'd say the number one thing you want to avoid doing is anything that games the system. Anything that kind of breaks the rules. Like you hear horror stories all the time of people hiring out to Chinese click farms to up their KU rankings, stuff like that. You really don't want to mess around with that. You don't want to do anything that constitutes, say, review manipulation. You don't want to say tell your readers, well, hey, it's like only go there and give me 5-star reviews, or I don't like this low-star review. Go and downvote it. So you really the thing is you want to play within the rules Amazon sets, because the bottom line is if you don't, you're possibly in jeopardy of losing your account. So I'd say that's probably the main thing there. I would also say avoid anything along those lines of you'll see these all the time on Facebook and their ads on YouTube. Anything that's along the lines of hey, learn to be an instant Amazon bestseller by just following my quick 3-step things, which is usually just a lot of BS along the lines of pay me money, I'll show you how to copy and paste stuff from from Wikipedia. That's really not the way to do this. Writing is a commitment. So really you have to go through there, go into it looking at it like a business and looking to put your best story out there.
Okay. So how would an author learn about Amazon? Are there classes or groups? Are there news feeds you would recommend?
Well, first of all, I would say the number one thing that cracks me up is nobody Googles stuff.
Okay.
There's a ton of help files on Amazon. Anybody can set up a KDP account. It's really just your Amazon account. Just type in KDP into Google. It'll get you right there. I think it's kdp.amazon.com. And there's a ton of files there. I mean, or a ton of help files there that will get you there. There's plenty of also forums out there. If you go onto Facebook, there's tons of groups associated that are dedicated towards beginner and new authors. Or a good resource that's out there that's public is kboards.com. They have a place called the Writers Cafe, where there's both new and experienced writers there. You can ask questions, get advice. It's a good place to learn.
Okay, thank you for that. Okay, how important is Amazon categories and keywords in helping readers find an author's books? Can you share any tips on how to optimize these tools?
Okay. Well, again, Amazon's help. They do give some tips with regards to keywords. Keywords, I think they're less important now than they used to be years ago, only because Amazon seems to be putting a greater emphasis on paid advertising. But keywords exist to one, help you get into categories, and two, to help you show up in Amazon search. So I would say importance-wise with categories are, you want a category that fits your book. If I'm looking for horror and I look and I see and I see a romance there that has nothing to do with horror, I'm going to be like, okay, I'm just going to
make the reader happy.
Yeah. It's not a good customer experience. So you want to have your book in places that make sense. That said, sometimes you do have to you do have to play around with things. change categories, test new ones, because Amazon has a lot of different categories on their site, and you want to find the one that's going to work best, the ones that are going to work best for your book. Amazon, you can choose 2 categories in KDP, their tool, but keywords can get you into more, and you can also write to Amazon and ask them to put you. I think the total right now is 10, although don't quote me on Amazon is continually updating their site.
Yes, they are.
But you can be in up to 10 categories with your book. But once again, you want to be in a place where you're going to be found, or where people who are looking for a book like yours are looking. And as far as keywords go, I would say the best thing to do is Amazon is a giant search engine, and they have autocomplete, they have suggestions. The best way to figure out keywords is to go in there and start typing stuff, because Amazon will then autocomplete it and show you a list.
They'll show you prompts like you do in Google. So.
Yeah. So for example, if I type in urban fantasy, it'll show me all sorts of searches people have conducted. They'll show me urban fantasy books, urban fantasy novels, urban fantasy vampires, things like that. And that's a clue right there for, okay, what can I use to populate the 7 keyword fields that you have within the KDP landscape.
Okay. What are some other things that authors can do to optimize their online book sales?
Well, it really comes down to you have to be found. Okay. So the more places you can be, the more presence you have there, the better chance of being found. I think you want to cover the basics with social media if that's your thing. There's plenty of people who aren't comfortable with social media. I am. Mm-hmm. So I'm out there on Twitter. I'm on Facebook. I'm on Instagram. Mm-hmm. I'm playing around with TikTok right now.
I haven't heard of that one.
Yeah, it's kind of like a mini video thing.
Okay.
So getting out there and finding your audience is important. But also, talk to other authors. Maybe you can do newsletter swaps. It really all comes down to getting your book in front of the right people. That's really how you can help yourself. I would also say it's never a bad idea to have an author website, because that's a place you can control. Like Amazon, everybody kind of has the same space to play with. Okay. On a website, you can kind of display the items you want, which is your brand, your books, the message you want to convey, and that's a place where you have kind of full control over it.
Okay. And my last question is, what are some other ways that authors can make money on Amazon? Because you have previously mentioned, we talked about affiliate marketing, and a lot of authors weren't aware of it. So can you just tell us a little bit about that?
Sure. Amazon has an affiliate program, and an affiliate program for Amazon or any site essentially works like this. You put a link, say, on your website to them. There's usually a little bit of code that goes on that link. Mm-hmm. If somebody clicks from your website to, say, Amazon and buys something, you get a small percentage of that.
Okay.
So it's usually not a lot, but putting those on your website can, if assuming you're getting some traffic or such, that can be an easy way to maybe make a couple extra dollars a month, with really relatively no work on your part. So it's essentially, I don't want to say free money, but in a way it kind of is.
It's kind of passive, right?
Yeah, it's passive.
I mean, it's just a link. So once you put that link and people start clicking, even if you're not actively pushing it, if they go on and you get a percentage.
Yes.
And how long do you have to on clicking until they get that?
There's a time limit. I think it's either 14 or 30 days. I forget how long they're cooking for.
It's that long?
Don't quote me on that.
Oh, okay.
But there is a time frame there, and the thing is, it's not just your book. Once they go to Amazon, they know they've come from your site, or Amazon knows they've come from your site. Mm-hmm. So even if they don't buy your book, if say they go and buy somebody else's book, or if they go and they buy a TV or something, that still counts as an affiliate sale for you.
Wow. Okay.
So you could potentially just make a couple extra dollars there. I know during the holidays, I've had people come to my site and then click over to Amazon. And then, at the end of the month, I'll look at my affiliate sales, and it's obvious that they did all their Christmas shopping after coming to my site. And
That's
it's
a nice little perk.
Yeah, it's like, okay, I got a piece of that PlayStation 4 you just bought.
Okay, well, thank you so much, Rick, for sharing your wonderful tips on Amazon. Like I said, you can go to my blog, CandaceWaller.com. I have an article up. Marketing tips from Amazon bestselling author Rick Gualtieri. Did I say that right?
Yes.
Also, I'm going to link the article in the description box. So thank you and have a great day. Bye.
Bye.